Terence Crawford isn't just one of the greatest boxers of his generation. He is a multi-millionaire champion who conquered multiple weight classes, built an empire from nothing, and retired with a perfect historic record. But behind the luxury vehicles, the championship belts, and an estimated $50 million net worth lies a story of calculated brilliance that few fans truly understand. When you look at his life today, it's defined by a tactical level of success that goes far beyond his $50 million net worth. His crown jewel is Chateau Crawford, a $3 million estate in West Omaha, Nebraska. Funded following his historic $25 million payday against Errol Spence Jr. in 2023. This fortress is a monument to his discipline. Twin grand staircases, a dedicated home gym, sprawling entertainment suites, and an outdoor sanctuary complete with a pool and a custom basketball court for his 7 children. But that's just the home base. His portfolio is equally methodical, spanning over 40 individual houses, 6 apartment complexes, and a string of commercial storefronts across Nebraska, turning the volatility of fight purses into the steady stability of passive income. Before we pull back the curtain of his garage and the life he leads in retirement, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. You won't want to miss this deep dive into the real, calculated world of Terence Crawford. His garage is a rotating museum of power that balances classic nostalgia with modern performance. Pride of place goes to his 1984 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS, a classic G-body he has customized with Dayton rims and Vogue tires. He makes grand statements with his 1959 classic Corvette, a pristine machine he famously used for a grand arrival ahead of his junior middleweight title showdown. For pure speed, he keeps a Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat pushing over 700 horsepower, a machine as aggressive as his ring style. His white Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon is a staple, featuring custom Nebraska plates that bridge the gap between high-end luxury and his hometown pride. Yet, what defines Crawford's garage isn't just the exotics, it's his financial wisdom. As he famously shared on Club Shay Shay, he avoids the trap of the flashy $250,000 vehicle, often preferring the reliability of a GMC Sierra Denali or a Chevrolet Malibu. He knows that real wealth isn't about what you spend, it's about what you keep. Whether he's pulling into a training camp or a boardroom, his lifestyle is a signal of a man who refuses to be another broke fighter statistic, treating every dollar with the same obsession he applies to his footwork. But the true scale of this empire only makes sense when you understand the man behind the myth. To grasp how he built a legacy that stands tall on the global stage, we have to return to the source back in 1987. Crawford was a kid navigating a landscape where survival was the only goal. Born in Omaha, he grew up in a household where toughness was the primary currency, with his father serving in the U.S. Navy and his mother demanding resilience as armor. He learned early that the streets of Omaha were a daily stress test. He wasn't the polished amateur phenom. It wasn't until he stepped into the CW Boxing Club that the chaotic energy of his youth finally found structure. His coaches there didn't just teach him how to throw a punch. They taught him how to solve problems in real time and how to control the pace of the chaos. That early education in the gym was the spark that ignited a professional career that began in 2008 with a quiet but deadly hunger. His progression was a clinical dismantling of the sport's most established stars. He captured his first world title at lightweight by dismantling Ricky Burns in Glasgow, proving he could win in hostile territory. He then moved up to light welterweight, unifying the division to become undisputed by defeating Viktor Postol and Julius Ndongo. The rise continued at welterweight, where he solidified his pound-for-pound status. He stopped Jeff Horn to claim the WBO strap and then went on a legendary run, methodically breaking Shawn Porter, shutting down Amir Khan, and finally delivering his masterpiece in 2023, the absolute dismantling of Errol Spence Jr. to become the first undisputed welterweight champion of the four-belt era. Even as he moved into the super middleweight division, the dominance remained, culminating in a decisive victory over Canelo Alvarez in September 2025 at Allegiant Stadium, which allowed him to capture a third undisputed crown. In December 2025, Crawford officially hung up the gloves, retiring undefeated with a flawless 42-0 record and 31 knockouts. He walked away as the first male boxer in history to capture undisputed status in 3 distinct weight classes. That victory over Canelo cemented his place in the history books and allowed him to leave the sport entirely on his own terms. When the gloves come off, however, the gladiator disappears. At the heart of the Bud Crawford legend is a life firmly anchored in family. Beside his partner, a Lindra person, he has built a sanctuary in Omaha, far removed from the predatory nature of the boxing world. He is a father first, a man who knows that the belts he puts on his children are far more valuable than the ones he earned in the ring. Terence Bud Crawford has 7 children, a large family that famously went viral when he revealed the number during an interview alongside rival boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, leaving Canelo visually shocked and bursting into laughter. Retirement, however, has not meant slowing down. It has meant going global. In 2026, Crawford has pivoted from the ring to the world stage, embarking on a cultural and promotional tour that is as tactical as his fighting style. In May 2026, he planted his flag in Japan, signing a groundbreaking promotional deal alongside Naoya gym operator Gen Matsuda and combat sports star Ren Hiramoto. The partnership aims to bridge the gap between American talent and the surging Japanese boxing scene. His influence has only widened from there. He's been a constant presence at boxing seminars in Toronto and Vancouver, expanding his promotional reach across North America, and engaging in media tours and community meetups in London, a city that remains a key hub for his European ties. Perhaps most significant is his planned outreach in Africa, with upcoming stops in Dar es Salaam and Arusha, Tanzania. It's a mission focused on youth development and cultural exchange. Crawford has always kept one foot firmly planted in the Omaha community, mentoring the youth who, like him, find themselves searching for direction in the same neighborhoods he once navigated. His philanthropic efforts center on the B&B Sports Academy, a nonprofit gym he co-founded in 2015 with his longtime coach, Brian Bomack McIntyre. This dedication to his community was recognized in 2025 when the University of Nebraska at Omaha honored him with the inaugural Spirit of the Maverick Award, a tribute that culminated in a keynote address, where he urged graduates to turn their own adversity into fuel. But Crawford's reach extends far beyond Nebraska. Through a long-standing partnership with Pipeline Worldwide, an organization co-founded by his former teacher, Jamie Nolet, he has become a committed figure in international humanitarian work. Whether through the walls of a local gym or the drills of a village well, Crawford treats philanthropy with the same tactical precision as his ring craft, proving that his legacy is measured not just by the belts he won, but by the structure he is building for the next generation, both at home and abroad. Yet, a career of this magnitude is never without friction. His journey through the sport has been marked by promotional disputes, the bitter separation from Top Rank, and the constant, nagging criticism from fans who always want more. He has had to fight for his market value just as hard as he has fought his opponents, often finding himself at odds with the powerful figures who control the business side of the sweet science. He has been called difficult, demanding, and uncompromising, labels he wears as badges of honor. Because for Crawford, those traits are exactly what prevented him from being taken advantage of in a business that notoriously thrives on exploiting its athletes. Whether he steps back into the ring for another legendary collision or decides that his work here is finished, Terence Crawford has already cemented a legacy that is impossible to ignore. He leaves behind a blueprint for the modern fighter, a man who proved that dominance is not about raw power, but about the relentless pursuit of perfection. He conquered 4 divisions, silenced the biggest critics in the game, and built an empire that will stand long after the boxing world has moved on. The only question that remains is one for the history books. Where exactly does Bud Crawford rank among the greatest fighters to ever lace up the gloves? If you enjoyed this breakdown of one of boxing's most calculated empires, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into the legends of the sport. We'll see you in the next chapter.